1939 and Eastern Europe is getting a bit nervous. There were two very good reasons for this. To the east sat the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics led by Joseph Stalin, who had been eyeing up his neighbours' territories for a while now. To the west was the Third Reich under a certain Adolf Hitler, who also had some expansionist ideas, as demonstrated by his previous annexations of both Austria and Czechoslovakia. Fortunately for Eastern Europe, the two powers flanking them despised each other and were opposed in nearly all things. This meant that the countries between them could use the threat of alliances to deter aggression from either. Of course, ideology plays second fiddle to pragmatism, and Stalin was eager to improve relations with Germany. So much so that Stalin fired his Jewish foreign minister Maxim Litvinov and replaced him with Vyacheslav Molotov in order to appease Hitler. In August, Hitler sent his foreign minister Joachim von Ribbentrop to Moscow to negotiate a treaty of mutual benefit. In the end, the USSR and the Third Reich agreed on a non-aggression pact, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. They agreed not to help each other's enemies and also made a secret agreement to create their own spheres of influence in Eastern Europe. The map was to go from this to this, and in case you're wondering, the states involved weren't to be asked what they wanted. On the 1st of September, 9 days after signing the agreement, Hitler invaded Poland, beginning World War II. On the 17th, the Soviets joined them and invaded from the east, and Poland was soon after conquered. In later September, both sides sat down to determine what the formal borders between their countries would be. The Germans had conquered much of Poland quicker than they had anticipated. In return for them keeping more of Poland, they offered the USSR Lithuania, which Stalin agreed to. This left him free over the next year to demand his neighbours' territories, or in the case of the Baltics, their entire nations, all of which he achieved with only the threat of military action, with the exception of Finland, whom Stalin attempted to bully into submission. Attempted being the operative word there. Both signatories were keen on this deal for many reasons. For Germany, it ensured that it wouldn't have to fight a two-front war. For the USSR, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact drove a wedge between Germany and Japan, meaning they also wouldn't have to worry about a two-front war. Another important benefit was that it allowed Stalin free reign in Eastern Europe to expand Soviet borders. The most important benefit for the USSR was of course the guarantee that Germany wouldn't invade it.
Alle Straßen enden, hört unser Weg nicht auf. Wohin wir uns auch wenden, die Zeit im hehren Lauf. Das Herz verbrannt, im Schmerz verbannt.
Why are you tormenting me like this? I don't know how you ended up here. I just...
Alle Straßen enden, hört unser Weg nicht auf. Wohin wir uns auch wenden, die Zeit im hehren Lauf. Das Herz verbrannt, im Schmerz verbannt, so ziehen wir verloren. Straßen enden, hört unser Weg nicht auf. Wohin wir uns auch wenden, die Zeit im leeren Lauf. Das Herz verbrannt im Schmerz.
In order to secure its supply of Swedish iron ore from the Allies, Germany launched an invasion into Denmark and later Norway, resulting in a quick and easy victory for the Germans.
Alle Straßen enden, hört unser Weg nicht auf.
I love you, baby. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Look me in my hunter eyes, I want you to be mine. Can't escape, I'm paralyzed. Lost in shadows.